Well, any parts manager, you're looking at your turn rate of inventory, your investment costs, your investment trending, and with slower moving parts, the manufacturer, in my particular case, Chrysler Mopar Parts, they allow a return allowance, and it's based on and built up with a purchase accrual. So in the last 5 to 8 years, not only Chrysler, Ford as well, and GM they've come up with inventory management procedures. They've got automatic replenishment order procedures for you. And I'm at loggerheads against that with the manufacturer. At one point, we used to work well. Our return allowance used to be 6.5. So for every $100 of parts I bought, I'd be allowed to return $6.50 worth of slower moving inventory. So it built your turn rate of your inventory, and you kept your investment fresh. Over the last 8 years, there's been a marked move from all of the manufacturers. They're not interested in obsolete parts. There was a time 5 years ago when there wasn't a part in my building that was over 6 months no sale. And with the drop in the return accruals, I was having parts that were having a birthday on the shelf. And I was utilizing my maximum allowance to return parts to Mopar, but I was falling farther and farther behind. Yes, absolutely. And not just specific to Chrysler, i.e. Mopar Parts. It's in Ford, it's in General Motors, it's prevalent. We've moved $142,000 Canadian of parts. The effect for me now is that I'm about a month away from being to what my goal was. No parts in the building older than 6 months no sale. That's a very, very clean inventory, and it's maximizing the dealer's investment. I didn't know that there wasn't any in existence. Again, as I said, I found it by accident on Facebook. And when I read it, I went, what? Parts? Are you worried about parts obsolescence on something like social media like Facebook? And so I went back and looked at it and I went, yeah, I'm very interested in that. You hit a nerve. Well, as we touched on earlier, this is an industry-wide problem, and it's not just here in Toronto, it's North American-wide. The manufacturers have moved away from the larger return accrual rates, and so if you're a larger dealer and you're involved in the wholesale, providing wholesale customers outside the dealership automotive needs, your parts obsolescence problem will definitely be there. Whether you're aware of it or not, that's up to the parts manager. I have recommended NADPE to a lot of the dealers that I deal with. It's an essential tool nowadays with the manufacturers moving away from allowing the dealers to return parts the way we used to. It's a necessary tool now to keep their inventory clean. In your parts department, you have X amount of dollars that are slow moving. So most dealers, okay, that's great. It's a wonderful story. But if you say to them, you have 2 cars that haven't moved on your used car lot in 6 months. You have a $40,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee and you have a $20,000 Jeep Cherokee. You got 60 grand that hasn't moved in 6 months. Every dealer would be all over the used car manager. Move this. Let's put some dollars towards moving these. Are they priced too high? Do we need to offer a rebate? Do we need to reduce? Let's sell it at a loss just to move that piece so I don't carry what's called flooring. I don't have the flooring expense to keep those old vehicles. But yet, they're not aware that they have 5 valued vehicles of parts inventory sitting here. The platform is very, very simple to use. It tells you that there's a potential trade, and you click on and it opens up by the part numbers that you're familiar with what they're suggesting could come to you from the other dealer, and then they're suggesting on the second page what could go to the other dealer from your inventory. So it's easy. You click on it and you go, okay, yes, I would certainly like to sell those. And again, as I say, in a lot of the manufacturers' auto replenishment orders, you don't have a say. They tell you this is coming in tomorrow and good luck. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And don't tell NADPE this, but honestly, it's relatively nothing.